Been far too long for some good to come my way. It's always one step forward, two steps still here, and I know this year some good's gonna come around. Somewhere the sun is shining. Somewhere the day is.
Alright, man. I'll see you later.
We can try one more time. Something proper. Something proper. Ah, you guys want to be stingy. Greet one another. Greet one another. Those that are joining us, thank you for joining us. We love you so much. We love you so much. Thank you for joining us. Speak for a long time appropriately. Okay. The sessions, okay, so that we can be moving together. So now today we are introducing a new theme. As you can see, you guys, here is our new theme. Here is our new theme. And I'm going to ask you a question. Another one. Okay. What about you on a personal level? What is the greatest answers here, right? And I said according to your own understanding, so your answer is correct. All right? So we are like in those kindergarten classes where, you know, after the end of the semester, we just say like, everybody has passed, right? Everybody has passed, okay? Yes, so we're going to go to the book of Verse 26 to 28. There's something that I want us to highlight before we explain the theme, okay? Genesis chapter number 1, verse 26. Yeah, 26 to 28. Help us, please.
Let us make man in our image.
Yes. Let us make men in our what?
Image.
Let us make men in our what?
Image.
Let's go.
According to our likeness.
According to our likeness.
And let them have complete authority over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air.
That you may join me in ruling everything. You get the sense, right? So that is not the purpose statement. The purpose statement is the one that God say that we be fruitful and multiply. That one is definite. But the concept of having authority and dominion, a set of rules or a set of principles that if not observed, it was not going to be easy for us to what? To exert that dominion and that authority. That's why you see that it was easy for us, or for Adam, to lose the authority and the dominion from what? From the book of Genesis. Why? Because he failed to replicate, or he failed to project the God who had invited him into the sphere of authority and the sphere of dominion. I once told you that the reason why creation doesn't listen to you is because you won't be resembling God, right? You don't sound like God, isn't it? You're not resembling God in any way. You are not sharing any attributes with him. Because remember from this verse, he said, in our likeness. You see, we are creating in our likeness, so that there needs to be a resemblance between me, likeness. Creation won't recognize your authority or recognize your dominion. Are we together? Are we together? All right. So now, I want to take that out of the air. So now, what we get from this verse, God had already had the concept of creating the human. He had already created, in actual fact, the human being, isn't it? But he had now to bring the human into the physical world, isn't it? That's why he goes, was the body, was to give your spirit the body, the concept, what he had conceived in his mind, that I want to create a human, I have a human in mind. We talk about the word in a very, we don't like the flesh, we don't like the body. Why? Because we use these words interchangeably. Your flesh as in the flesh, this one, and your flesh as in the nature of sin. But it's not one and the same thing. Even though sometimes in the Bible, body. right? What? Your flesh. Evilness can also be expressed through your what? Through your flesh. You see? That's why you see demons will never try to attempt to hijack your spirit. It is only when you have this body that you are capable or you are able to exert the authority that God, right? Power and authority is not the spirit. The spirit is already powerful. But the means to which you can express that precious grave, right? Hey, you can lift up your hand like this and you lay your hand upon somebody who is sick and that person recovers. Isn't it? You are initiating your power or your authority as a child of God. It doesn't mean that what you are saying has to collaborate with gaining dominion. When you are given things in little bits. Okay? That there is a history that is associated to what is doing to your brain is that you constantly are urging and yearning to release dopamine each and every time, right? So every time, right? So let's assume that you are releasing it like depression and just feeling body in a way that it pursues and tries to seek out things that stimulates it. So as you are doing that, right? You are what? The more you engage, you're gonna notice and realize something. Okay? I'm not demonizing it. I'm just saying the truth. How to take it. Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think your attention span is so small? Like you can't pay attention to something. You're always looking to multitask. If you're not multitasking, you feel like something is off. Every time you want to do 2 things, 3 things at the same time. You get what I'm trying to say? And what? Distractions. Because you need to understand that God has plans. You say He has the end that He wants to give you. It's an end that is expected. That if you align your thoughts to His own thoughts, you also know the expected end. Right? But you knowing the expected end doesn't make much of a difference if there are no adjustments in your life that will help you to get there. Isn't it? These are what we call goals. We say, what are your goals this year? If I'm to ask, how is where you are trying to go? It's not supposed to be on the list of your goals. On the list of your what? Of your goals. How can you also maybe, for you, so that you get a fix? Buy a phone with a bigger screen, better quality, so that the scrolling becomes a little bit what? A little bit interesting. You're convinced that I think if I'm using the iPhone 16, I think if I'm doing, there's that phone that you flip like a book, the fold. You cheat heaven, so that heaven blesses you to finance. Heaven finances your right? Impure desires. That is what is driving you. Your heart is not in the right place, right? Isn't it? So if you are driven by pray, you'll see that maybe the reason why you need it is what you're praying for. So at the end of the day, you might be like, oh, others were receiving their breakthroughs, others were testifying, why didn't I receive mine? Did you analyze the reason why you were praying for what you were praying for? Yeah, but that becomes a distraction, isn't it? Are you together? That's why you see the people that make those. So at the end of the day, it might not be even a sin to do all these things. You do as your heart is guiding you, right? And you do as you like. But at the end of the day, okay? Are we together? Are you together? And so if you want to break through into a new you, what happened? Are we together? Amen. Amen. All right. Yeah. So, okay. So we have. I said we have what? What does it do? It keeps you in isolation, isn't it? It keeps you in what? You think it's normal to be isolated. But like me, this is how I am I'm not able. You are constantly to anyone. You avoid people. You are robbing yourself of your God-given gift. Are we together? Are we together? So let's assume you don't have. You have low levels of that one. Is it called what? Oxytocin. Isn't it? Why? Because it is normal for you to be among one. Yeah. For mood, right? This one I think we are having problems with it. Grandpa. He knows like, oh, I will receive all the blessings. I'll receive all the blessings.